Hello, good morning, and welcome to Iyun Benzion Daf Xagiga Daf number 8. The question I'm going to deal with today is, yesterday we mentioned a concept called שבחובה, אינה החולין. Anything which you're obligated to bring, any carbo which you're obligated to bring, can only come from unconsecrated property, not from consecrated property. You can't use, if you have most Meiser Sheni, let's say, that you have to spend on food in Yerushalayim, you can't use that to buy an animal for your korban. Where is the makor for this? So the Gemara is going to give him a makor. The Gemara says on the Afchem and Aleph, misas. It says it two different ways. According to the Machlokas in Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Chizkiah. The Gemara admits that according to Rabbi Yochanan and Chizkiah, even though really kol davar shebachova ein abal min achulin, there is a heter of tefela, of being tofel, of supplementing. If you start using money for a korban from unconsecrated money, you could supplement that money with consecrated money. How much unconsecrated money do you have to use? So Rabbi Yochanan says, Toflin most, but most, that you start with unconsecrated money. It doesn't say a shear, maybe even a penny of unconsecrated money. The rest you could supplement. Chizkiah says, Toflin behema, you have to actually buy a whole animal from unconsecrated money, and then the rest of the animals you could buy from consecrated money. Where is the makor for this? So the Gemara brings a proof for Rabbi Yochanan and a proof for Chizkiah. So about 8 lines down, Hanan Gavas Rabbi Yochanan misas malamish adam mevi chavaso min achulin. U'minayim shiratza la'arev la'arev. So misas is a lashon of chulin. We're going to see. We're learning from Achashverosh. It's lashon of chulin, of taxation. It's chulin money, unconsecrated money. So this is a pasuk. The pasuk says, when it's talking about Yerushalmi Chagiga, misas tidvash yadecha asher tited kasher bracha Hashem elokecha. It uses actually this interesting word misas. So misas is lashon of chulin. So it has to be a chulin. And how do you know that you could supplement with kadosh money kasher bracha Hashem elokecha? That's according to Rabbi Yochanan. And then when Rabbi Yochanan was to Chizkiah, misas malamish adam mevi chasam min chulin. It doesn't bring the second half kasher bracha Hashem elokecha. That's not mentioned in Chizkiah. Why is it that Rabbi Yochanan uses the end of the pasuk, la'arev la'arev? How do you know that you could be ma'arev, you could be tofel? According to Rabbi Yochanan, it brings kasher b'rach Hashem al-kecha. According to Chizkiah, it doesn't bring anything. So, why is that? And then the Gemara continues. The Gemara says, "How do you my mashman hay misas before the two dots? Lishna the chulanu. How do you know it's unconsecrated money? Dechsiv vayasem melech hachashverosh masa kol haaretz." He put a tax on the land. This is the second last pasuk in Megillas Esther. What does taxation have to do with this discussion of unconsecrated money? Why is unconsecrated money in the Torah referred to it as tax money? Now, there's another problem over here that it says that Rabbi Yochanan learned kasher yivrecha Hashem elokecha is the heter to ma'ariv. Seemingly, that's what it means, the heter to ma'ariv money, to supplement. The problem is the Gemara in Chedam and Beis learns that if the Mishnah talks about how many karbanos you should bring for your olas riyah and shamachika, and the Mishnah says that if you have a big family and you have a lot of money, so then it says kasher yivarech Hashem elokecha asher nasan lach. That's the proof that you should bring a lot of shlamim and a lot of olos. Now it's clear from the Mishnah the reason you bring a lot of shlamim, even if you don't have a lot of money, you should bring a lot of shlamim because you have a lot of people to feed. The shlamim is to feed the people you eat from the shlamim. The olos is the reason you bring a lot. Is like really because of this pasuk, because Hashem blessed you, so you should dedicate your money back to Hashem and give him olos from Hashem. So really, the pasuk is for olos. Now, if it's for olos, then we have a problem because it's clear that from footnote 7b, daf 7b, footnote 11, you'll see an art scroll, that this heter of being tofel, supplementing money, only applies to Shalmei Chagiga and does not apply to Olas Riyah. Olas Riyah, there is no heter to supplement money. There is no heter to supplement money for an Olas Riyah. That's clear from the Gemara, from the Mishnah, really, and the Bryce, the way the Gemara Chazuri Mechsra on Zainam and Beis. It's clear that by Olas Riyah, there's no heter to be tofel, and Shalmei Chagiga there is. So why is one yes and one not? And furthermore, it seems to be that the heter to ma'ariv is learned out Rabbi Yochanan from the pasuk kasher yivarech Hashem elokecha, which is talking on Chedam and Beis clearly about olos riyah, and not about Shalmei Chagiga. So we have a lot of questions, a lot of problems over here. I want to answer all these questions in one fell swoop, and we're going to learn that the Brisa, let's look at this Brisa again. Now, if you look at the Brisa as one whole entity, we can learn it like this, that right, like we said, Kasher Baruch Hashem Elokecha refers to Olos. And again, Misas is a lashon of taxation, right? The Gemara says it's lashon chulin, we learn from Achashverosh, but really the literal translation is he put taxes on the land. We know there is a concept of, you can speak to your accountant, there is a tax refund, tax credits. If you give money as charity, people want to give a certain money towards a threshold of charity that they give for the year, you get a tax write-off. You get money back, as long as you get a tax deduction because you spent enough money for nonprofits, for charity. You help different causes, so it helps you. So I think that's part of what the Torah is saying over here, is that because She'im Ratzal Arev Ma'arev, that if, and that's exactly what it's saying, if you, according to Rabbi Yochanan, if you gave money for a lot of olos, Shem Baruch Hashem Elokecha, if you gave money for olos re'iyah, now the money for olos re'iyah has to be from unconsecrated property, then you get the tax benefit of your Shalmei Chagiga being sort of quote unquote free, like we said, that you can use money which is already kadosh. You already have points, you already have miles, you have money which is kadosh, which is Meiser Sheni money, or other previously pledged in the Darim and Davos. You can use that to fulfill your Shalmei Chagiga. So therefore, if you have money that you already designated for your Olas Re'iyah, then you could use it. So it's really the Brisa Misas and Achulin, and Minayin Shem Rasla Arif Ma'arif. It's really, you read the Brisa as one whole thing. You take it as one whole thing. And Shem Baruch Hashem Elokecha, like we said on Beis, on Chedem Beis, is Muchach. Let's talk about Olas Re'iyah. If you bring Olas Re'iyah, you started money bringing Olas Re'iyah, then you could supplement the money for Shalmei Chagiga with all money that is consecrated money. And therefore it would come out a huge chiddush, according to Rabbi Yochanan, that you don't have to have any money for your Shalmei Chagiga from unconsecrated property. So long as you brought extra Olos Re'iyah, you started bringing extra Olos Re'iyah, more than the minimum chiyuv of a Mal Kesef or Shtei Kesef in Malchus B'Tila Mei Shammai, you brought more than you had to, then you get a tax write-off, a tax refund, and you can bring from consecrated property all your Shalmei Chagiga, and that's Muchach, really, in the Lashon of the Brisa on the second line. Beis Hillel Omer Minan Meiser. Beis Hillel says the Shalmei Chagiga come Minan Meiser. So the Gemara asks, "Amay darash v'chol darash v'chol Eina b'am v'chulin." Amar Ula b'tofel chiz b'tofel. Well, the answer is talking about tofel. Why doesn't the Brisa say Beis Hillel Omer by Shalmei Chagiga Minan Meiser? He says Minan Meiser from Meiser Sheni, from consecrated property. It doesn't sound like, you should have said part comes if you're tofel, so then you could have part from unconsecrated and part from consecrated. He says the Shalmei Chagiga entirely, seemingly, is Minan Meiser. How can it be entirely Minan Meiser? So that's the word, that if you give, tofel just means if you give Olas Re'iyah, extra Olas Re'iyah, then you get a tax benefit, and all your Shalmei Chagiga could be used from consecrated money. It's a big chiddush in Rabbi Yochanan. I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow. Bye.